أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله. Allahu Akbar, Allah is greater, is the symbol of your Eid. And we sometimes think we say Allahu Akbar in times of happiness or victory or success, but Allahu Akbar is right for every time. Time of victory and time of defeat. Time of health and time of sickness. So at any time you remember Allah is greater. And Prophet Ibrahim, whom we are celebrating today, lived that statement well in every hardship. And he went through every hardship. And he is our symbol. He is our example to follow. Uswa. And he is our father, Abikum. And it is his faith we follow. Millata Abikum. The faith Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribed for humanity. From the time of Adam to the day of judgment, the faith of Tawheed, believing in no one but Allah and believing in all His messengers and prophets. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking to us, and He says, وَجَاهِدُوا فِي اللَّهِ حَقَّ جِهَادِهِ, and strive for the cause of Allah in the best manner. مَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ. He's promised you, subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He placed no hardship on you in your faith. All hardships actually were placed upon Ibrahim. We will see in a minute what did he do in that. But us, no hardship. Ibrahim could go through all of them and set example for us. مَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ. He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, chosen you, اجتباكم. وَمَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ مِلَّةَ أَبِيكُمْ إِبْرَاهِيمَ. The faith of your father, Abraham. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us in the same ayah, no hardship, follow the faith of Abraham and hold strong to the faith of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is your guardian. What a best of guardians and what a great protector. هو مولاكم نعم المولى ونعم النصير. Why ya Allah? So Allah who called you سماكم Muslims before in earlier scriptures and now in this Quran, so the Prophet be a witness over you all, and all of you be a witness over humanity when we stand before Allah. Let's go back to Prophet Abraham. وَإِبْرَاهِيمَ الَّذِي وَفَّى. Abraham who fulfilled his covenants perfectly. وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ. And remember, O Muhammad, when Ibrahim was tested by his Lord by some commandments, فَأَتَمَّهُنْ, and he fulfilled them all well. And today we are celebrating the last of these tests he was inflicted with, and he passed when he was ordered to slaughter his son. And he said, yes, Ya Allah, I will do. And the kind believer son said, yes, Father, do what you're told. And he passed the test. And we remember this when we slaughter the sheep. We remember our Prophet Abraham. Prophet Abraham alayhi salam, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, is teaching us messages. His first message is for youth, for young people. Because when Ibrahim was first mentioned in Quran, Allah says, سَمِعْنَا فَتًى. We heard of a young man. What could be, 14, 15? Ibrahim as a youth. Ibrahim as a young man didn't care much about fitting in, or go with the flow, or surrender to the peer pressure, or to do what's politically right, or to say what's politically right. Instead, he stood firm against the whole society and the whole humanity at his time, including his father, whom he loved. He loved and reverent. Allah says in the Quran, when he calls his father, Ya Abati, my dear father, my beloved father, yet his loyalty was for the truth. His loyalty is for justice. And he declared it. There is no God but one. And he talked about them and their idols, and he didn't care much about what everybody else thinks, because his loyalty is for the truth. He didn't care much about what's politically right to say or not to say. He was not apologetic for what he believed in. What happened to him? They said, go through him and set a huge fire and put him to melt in a second. And his symbol was Allahu Akbar. And he survived. And he passed. And later, an older guy gets married and have a son, so happy with his wife and son. The second commandment, take both of them and just leave them all alone in a barren valley, وَادٍ غَيْرِ ذِي زَرْعٍ. And the righteous wife, if Allah ordered to do so, we all follow Allah's orders. And he passed the test, and they passed the test. And his symbol was Allahu Akbar. And Allah took care of them. Zamzam is coming, and tribes are going. And later Al-Kaaba, to the day of judgment, people go remembering our father Abraham. And now he's back to his wife and kid, who's now a grown up, a beautiful young man like Ibrahim back then. And what a reunion for Ibrahim to be told, now go slaughter your son. Subhanallah, we read in Quran, Ya bunayya inni ara, my dear son, I see in my dream that I've been slaughtering you, and it's a commandment. Ya abati if'al ma tu'mar, my dear father, do what you believe is, what you're instructed to. And again, he passed the test. And his motto, his symbol was Allahu Akbar. He's taking his son to the slaughter area. Shaitan is so scared. Like, Ibrahim, what are you doing? Shaitan failed to follow simple instruction. Shaitan is so jealous at the time, telling him, what, don't do that. And he starts stoning him to go back, which we keep doing every Hajj to remember Prophet Ibrahim. And when he was tested with An-Namrud, the king, and the other king of Egypt, and all that, and he passed every single test. Prophet Ibrahim is telling us, Allah is telling us, there is no hardship on you in the religion. You don't need to leave your wife and kid. You don't need to slaughter a kid. You don't need to stand up for the truth to the extent that you're thrown into fire. Yeah, sometimes you can't stand till say what the truth is, but at least never join the falsehood and make your symbol Allahu Akbar. Prophet Ibrahim passed, and he's teaching us that we can pass the easy tests we go through. And the second lesson, or the other lesson, is why we slaughter, why we celebrate, why make takbir. The same surah. The surah which talk about all this, Surah Al-Hajj, لِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ, to declare the glorification of the Lord for what He guided you to, and He guided you to Islam. فَاللَّهُ أَكْبَرْ عَلَى نِعْمَةِ الْإِسْلام. Be proud that you are the followers of Ibrahim, and you are the worshippers of the one Lord, and you are the believers in all the messengers, and be proud of that, because there is no other blessing bigger than that. Alhamdulillah ala ni'mat al-Islam wa kafa biha ni'ma. And today, when you slaughter, it's great to send money here and there, but never leave that symbol of Allah die out. We need our children to see us buy the sheep, or the goat, or the cow, or the camel. No camels here, yes. And let them see that and teach them the lesson. And what, Ya Rabbi? وَأَطْعِمُوا. Don't eat it all yourself. If you do, no problem. I mean, not haram. But the instructions is, وَأَطْعِمُوا. It's time to go around and feed those who come and ask, al-mu'tar, and those who never ask, al-qana. Ya Rabbi, how can I know those who never ask are in need if they never said it, if they never verbalized it It's your role in community to know your brothers and sisters and what they go through and to be there for them. Don't wait for them to come and ask. Not just for the food, but for everything. Check upon one another. We meet 5 times a day in prayer in the masajid. We meet once a week as a community in Jum'ah. We meet once a year as a nation in Hajj. Get together, get closer. Feel one another, be there for one another for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Ibrahim and Muslims after him are good for humanity. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us true Muslims and to make us the best for humanity and to make us die as Muslims and to make us neighbors of our prophets Muhammad and Ibrahim and all prophets in the highest levels of Jannah. اللهم إنا نسألك رضاك والجنة ونعوذ بك من سخطك والنار. يا رب نسألك الجنة وما قرب إليها من قول وعمل ونعوذ بك من النار وما قرب إليها من قول وعمل. يا ربي اغفر لوالدينا، يا رب اجزهم عنا خير الجزاء، يا رب احفظ أبناءنا وبناتنا وأزواجنا، يا رب احفظنا بحفظك، خذ بنواصينا إليك، أخذ الكرام عليك، وردنا إلى الدين ردا جميلا، وتقبل منا يا رب العالمين. نسألك عيشة هنية وميتة سوية ومردا غير مخزل ولا فاضح. اللهم استرنا يا تحت الأرض واسترنا يا فوق الأرض واسترنا يوم العرض عليك. اللهم يمن كتابنا ويسر حسابنا.